leaking. I will show you why afterwards. And you don't need any power tools on job site or trained workers. You can use, untrained workers, as long as they know how to use wrench, they can use flexible hose. They don't need to make a thread, fine thread by thread machine. And also you don't need thread machines, which means you don't have risk of fire incident on job site, which is very good and very important today. And the last, Realflex have a universal design. We have one flexible hose connected with all variety of sprinkler nipples and bracket systems to meet all different installation jobs. So first, for vibration for the seismic protection, you will see that the products is UL tested and FM approved. They both have a vibration test on the flexible hose and assembly. So here I made a list of the test program. You will see that they test the flexible hose for 6 phases, every phase 5 hours. So in total, 30 hours vibration test will be done. And the frequency from 18 to 37 Hertz variable. It's a very tough test, but fortunately we have done it. And it proves that the flexible hose will protect your system under seismic and earthquake condition. And here I will tell you why it's less risk of leaking. So here you will see it's a conventional installation of sprinkler system, one main water supply pipeline with many branches, and every sprinkler head is connected with a arm over. So here is a detail. You will see for a regular sprinkler connection, you have 2 elbows, 3 short pipes, and 1 reducer. In total, you have 7 threads minimum. So 7 threads means 7 times risk of leaking. If any thread is not perfectly made or the sealing is incorrect, you will have a leak. By using flexible hose, you reduce the risk down to 2 threads, 1 at the inlet, 1 at the outlet, and it's 2 to 7, so it's much less risk of leak. And the hose body has been leak tested by Realflex in factory twice. Every single hose we tested twice leak in the factory. Here you will see it's a demonstration telling you how many options you have with flexible hose. First, you can adapt to short or long reducers to the sprinkler head. You have elbows to reduce the installation space. If you have small installation space, you can use elbows. And here at the very bottom left, you will see Realflex developed the grooved inlet nipples, which means you can use a grooved coupling to connect the flexible hose, which is very new. It's further safe installation time. Here it's the center brackets and side brackets where you fix the sprinkler head with a bracket system. This is very important because we strongly recommend you not to fix the sprinkler head and the reducer by yourself. You have to use Realflex bracket system because it's UL and FM approved. I saw some of the contractors, they prefer to use their own way to fix the sprinkler head, but eventually when UL and FM come to inspect, they may give you a rejection. So this is very important. You have to respect. And in the middle, we use a square bar to connect all the bracket system parts. Next, this is a grooved inlet nipple by using 1-inch grooved couplings. So with this installation, you can further save installation time, which is getting popular in Europe and in USA where the labor cost is high. I'm not sure what about in Malaysia, but it's the future to use the grooved coupling to connect a flexible hose. If necessary, I can supply the 1-inch coupling together with the flexible hose. It's up to you. By the way, it's standard groove. It's AWWAC 606. As long as you have a coupling with UL and FM approval in 1 inch, you can use it to connect reflex hose. Next, here you will see we have developed the new brackets, which we call 12228, 12280 center brackets. It's a universal type. You can use it by wall installation. You can fix the sprinkler directly to the roof by using a thread rods. And you can use sidewall sprinklers. There are many ways of installation you can use with it, which will be FM and UL approved very soon, I hope in the end of the year. So we give you many solutions of different type of installation. Next, I want to short introduce the Model 400, which is a high flex braided hose. Of course, it is slightly more expensive than the regular braided hose Model 200. Here in the left, you will see a photo that shows the difference of two types of product. First, the Model 400 have a large orifice. It means inside of the hose, it is 1 inch flow, which means that you can use this flexible hose to connect it with 1 inch sprinklers. In the past, the unbraided and braided hose in the market, they have 3/4 inch flow diameter. So you can never use it to support a 1 inch sprinklers. But with the new Model 400, you can use 1 inch sprinklers. And it is FM approved for dry sprinklers. It will be. The project is started and it will be approved in half-year time before the end of 2021. And it supports to sprinkler head with maximum K factor 360, which is 25.2 imperial. Normally, the other competitors, their flexible hose can only connect with a sprinkler with K8. A K80, K8 or K56, which is very small commercial sprinklers. But the Realflex, the new products can connect basically all sprinkler head you can ever imagine, up to K360. And because of the large flow, it means less friction loss. Less friction loss means you can use a smaller pump for the sprinkler system. So the traditional flexible hose, the friction loss is quite high. It's quite high. Also, the advantage of this hose is much softer. It uses annular bellows, not the helix bellows, which means it's more softer. It's easy to bend. And it can make maximum 12 times 90 degrees. So, and also you don't have headache of bending and bend check on job site, because the original flexible hose, because it's less flexibility, so we have to specify the minimum bending radius. Below this bending radius, you have a chance you may break the hose. But with this new hose, you can bend whatever radius you can bend it. So any bending radius is correct. So it's up to 3 full circles. So I have actually a demonstration sample here. You may see it. I can bend a hose like this, 3 full circles. Later on, I will show you in this way. Okay. This is a very nice product. So you have to try it. So here you will see that we have 1 bracket system and 1 hose, both for pendant sprinklers, recessed sprinklers, and concealed flush sprinklers. So we made a checklist for engineers. I believe today many visitors here are engineers. You may want to have this. It's called installation clearance specification. So when you design a job, design a ceiling system with flexible hose, you might want to know how to install it before really using this on job site. So here you will see the flexible hose can be used on T-bar grades, C-beam, and hot fitting channels. And for each type of installation with different brackets and different nipples, we give you solutions here. You just follow the code, and then you will find correct illustration, and it tells you what you should use. For example, that's the most popular and common installation where you have T-bar grids on suspended ceiling system, and you can use standard brackets with straight nipples. And this table here telling you how much space you need to install this flexible hose to make a nice curve. So it's a very practical tools for you to use it, especially for design engineers. Here you will see we install a concealed sprinkler with an elbow. The point to use elbow is to save installation space. Let's say if your roof is not that high, you don't want to waste space, especially the hotel, for example, you don't have much space on top. So you can use the elbows for a concealed sprinkler connection. You will see here we need only 13 centimeters for the sprinkler installation, which is very short, very compact space. And then I will give you some basic parameters of Realflex products. We have braided hose and unbraided hose, and also the high flex model, the new developed one. We have the body length, normally from 700 millimeters up to 1.8 meters. This is UL and FM approved. They said the maximum length will be 1.8 meters. They don't accept any longer hoses. But in Europe, people use 2.5 meters maximum. So we can produce customized flexible hoses, but the question is approval may last. So we recommend you use what we get approved. The hose body material, we have standard 304 stainless steel, and it can be also done by 316L. We can make full hose 316L, include the nipples, include the brackets, include the hose body. This is recommended to use on boat or on onshore projects like the petrol plant, the ocean plant, for example. We have done several jobs in this to supply Chinese government and to supply Saudi Arabian boat. We have luxury boat we supply. And the rated working pressure, we have 200 PSI, which is the highest option in the industry. Most of our competitors, they have 175 PSI, which is 12 bars. It is the same as the sprinkler head, but Realflex, we make 200 PSI. We make the safety factor, just higher pressure. Inlet nipple to the main pipeline, we can have option of 1 inch or 1/4 inch. The discharge nipple, we have the minimum size is 3/8. This is mainly for Japan and Korea. They have small sprinklers for residential jobs. And the maximum we can supply to 1 inch dry pendant sprinklers. It will be approved very fast. And here are bending parameters. It tells you how to bend the hose. You don't bend the hose smaller than specified. You don't bend it more bends than required. Otherwise, the friction loss may change, which is critical. So you have to be careful. Here are basically only data. You can find on the installation manual, or you can find it on Realflex catalog. I believe Ruben will give you more details how to bend the hose. And afterwards, I will show you also. And here you will see this is the bending parameters for model 400. You will see in the last page, you can make 1 bend, 2 bends, 3 bends. But here you can make minimum 4 bends with a 700 long pipe, which is this short. You can make 4 bends, make a full circle. The longest hose, you can make 12 bends. And the bending radius is down to 2 inch, which is this big. When you bend the hose, its body can only accept this bending radius. That means whatever how you bend the hose, it will be okay. No headache to check. Here we will have more bending radius data from FM, and you will see the 1 inch is also approved. K factor 360. It means all sprinkler head can be installed with the flexible hose. We have, by the way, the world leading friction loss. We have really nice products. Here is a photo showing you how to check the bending radius with bending gauge. So the green means okay, and the red means not okay. On job site, we have one check gauge inside each box of flexible hose. When you open the box after the installation, you have a nice tool to check your bend is correct or not. Here you will see. So, and one more question is how to calculate how many bends you have made with flexible hose. So here is one bend, two bends, three bends, and one full circle. So the last one you will see this is a junction through another pipe. For example, the heat pipes or the vent pipes, you can use this kind of installation to avoid other pipes and subjects. Here it's the clean room installation. Clean room installation. Flexible hose is widely used for clean rooms, especially in China, Taiwan, Japan. I don't know. In Malaysia, actually, we have done several projects with the Model 200 CR clean rooms. Appreciate. I'm proud of you.
We did a installation in Penang for the clean room there, and also Malacca.
Yes, that's great. Good job. And for the clean rooms, mainly we have the hard lead. It's made by aluminum frame, and because the sprinkler outlet is just the orifice, it's very small. With the hard pipe, it's very difficult to centralize. So with the flexible hose, it's a very easy job. You just bend the hose, you look at the hole, bend the hose, and push the outlet nipple inside, tighten the screw, and the job is done. It's 2 minutes. You can install a sprinkler on a clean room. And also because the stainless steel hose is, the flexible hose is stainless steel, it don't require you for maintenance. So it guarantees the production capacity inside the clean room, which is a very nice and popular application of flexible hose. Also here, it's for dry pendant sprinklers. This is not a dry pendant, but it will be. It's used in the cold storage system. So flexible hose can easily go through the isolation board. You can drill a hole and install the dry pendant sprinkler with a flexible hose. Here, it's photos from job site with traditional installation, conventional installation. You will see you have many elbows and drops and short pipe nipples. They are all threaded to each other. There are great of chance that you may leak. You may have a leak during the leak test or in the daily use. By using flexible, it's much easier. You just bend the hose and the head can be located in any places you want. Do you need more time to look at these photos? Okay, so here's a photo I want to show the most. If you look at the job site, if you use conventional installation like the right pictures, you will see you have thousands of small nipples and pipe adapters, reducers, elbows. It's hell, it's a big headache. But when you use flexible hose, you open a box and everything's inside. Flexible hose, nipples, brackets, installation manuals, and the check gauge. Everything inside, well packed and well protected. It's very, easy to use, and I believe the installers, the pipe fitters will be happy to open a box of flexible hose. It's easy to use. You don't need a thread machine. You just need a wrench to complete all the jobs. Here we have some project reference. We have done many projects in USA, in Australia, in Malaysia, and Singapore, for example, and in Europe countries like Spain and Italy, Israel, many countries we have done. So we are top one in China. I hope you like them. Most of the jobs, we have shopping mall, hospitals, schools, office buildings, commercial buildings, basically. And good news is in USA, the flexible hose now is also used in residential buildings in California, because California is a seismic zone and they require sprinkler system in all residential jobs. And now flexible hose Realflex is introduced. And we do many good 5-star hotels in China. And people love it because it's high quality. Okay, I think my presentation is done. And if you have any question, or if you want to see any products and samples here, or if you want to see the factory, I can meet your demand.
Before that, Hans, I think the
Yes.
project reference you show are also from Malaysia. So maybe let me share my screen here that will show all the project list for Malaysia, which is more applicable to our customers.
Great,
right?
Great. That's great. That's great.
So you have to get out first.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. All right.
Okay, can you see?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the project list for the flexible hose from Malaysia. As you know, we started actually be a distributor for Realflex back in 2017. All right. So our very first job is Picano Terrace back in February 2017. Then also number 2, we have our ICT in Shalam. All right. Also we have a JKL office renovation in KK Sabah and Kuantan City Mall. And okay, this one Hans was talking about Infineon Malacca. This is the one you can see the RF200CL. So this is one of the RF200 braided hose for the clean room application. And then we have, I think, a 4 season. The last minute they were rushing for a project. So the good thing they come to us because flexible hose, we have to cut down their installation time. So they were running on time. That's why 4 season, last minute, okay, they were using our flexible hose. There's a 4 season hotel in KL. All right, number 7 and 8 Intel cooling. Also number 8 TPC ABS Penang. These are also for clean room application. As you can see, they also install our RF200CL for clean room applications. All right, and number 9, that's for Malacca. All right, this is our standard braided hose product, and then followed by the rest of all this project here. So if you are doing a project tender or you need a consultant to look at this project list, feel free to contact me. We will send out the list to all of you. All right. So Hans, I'll take it over for question and answer time. Are there any questions from the floor? Anybody has questions?
Ruben, they are all in mute, so maybe they
no, they can unmute. I think maybe you need to unmute and then ask the questions.
Yes, maybe worth explaining what's the difference between braided and unbraided. Okay, let me take you samples. I have some samples here. So I'm not sure whether you can see it. Here is a braided hose. This is an unbraided hose. So basically, inside the core tube of both hoses, they are quite the same. They are both stainless steel corrugated tubes, but the design is different. The unbraided hose is harder. It is not recommended to repeatedly bend. So once you bend it, you just hold it there. You don't repeatedly bend it and straight, bend and straight. This is not recommended. We call it limited flexibility. By UL testing, you test the bend with 50 times. 50 times. The unbraided hose, it's softer, it's heavier, and it's also protected with a braid. So the hose body, you can repeatedly bend it, And FM have tested this with 50,000 times bending. So this is more expensive. It's UL and FM. It allows you to bend repeatedly. The unbraided hose is cheaper, but it's not recommended to repeatedly bend. It is only UL approved, not FM, not FM. So these are major difference between the unbraided and braided. Is my answer clear for you?
Hans, I think your slides are very good, very well done. So I think there's a question from Stephen Chan. He asks, can you share your technical slides? Is it something confidential or it's okay for you to share the slide with them?
No problem. I don't think there are any technical details. Ruben, I will send the original file to you and you can publish it as you like.
Yeah,
anybody want, you can use it. No problem.
That's good.
Any more questions? This is a funny question. I never had it before. You want to paint it in red color? To be honest, I can paint it, but when you bend the hose, the paint may drop off, and it's not a nice looking. Technically, worldwide, I never heard this request because stainless steel is stainless steel. It is white and shining silver color. Everybody will say it's stainless steel. It would never have problem of corrosion. But the head nipples, carbon steel, it's galvanized. If you want me to paint it in red, I can do it. But not recommended on the hose body because when you bend it, the paint will drop anyway. So not recommended.
Hans, in terms of painting,
the nipple here, I can make red paint.
If you are painting, I'm not sure will you void the UL FM approval because when you submit it, it's all basically pure stainless steel surface. Then when you do a painting, maybe, you know.
Yes. But they ask at least you have to galvanize it. And on the top of galvanization code, maybe we can make painting, maybe.
So there's a question from Kevin for the difference between braided, braided and unbraided. Is the durability for bending, but within a fixed installation, is that critical?
Let me do it one by one. So normally when you install a job, for example, the unbraided hose, when you bend and make your installation, which is fine, it's definitely no problem. But when you renew the installation, for example, you want to change the roof, you have bent the hose straight, and you want to bend it again, it's not recommended. So in that of the case, we recommend you to switch a new hose because this type hose, when you overbend it and straighten it again, you may have crack on the hose body. You have always to follow the bending radius. But by the renewal projects, the workers normally don't respect the installation manual because they don't even have it in hand. So you just bend it and rebend it. That could damage the hose. So in that case, if it's a rented project, not a fixed owner, if they want to renew the furniture inside, we recommend the braided one. So you can always rebend it. It should have no problem. Okay, is that what you are asking for?
Okay, there's a question regarding a bomba approval.
Yes,
all right.
Bomba.
As far as I know, okay, so far there's no requirement for flexible hose. Only the requirement mainly for sprinkler heads. Okay, so we have the bomba approval since 2017 for reliable sprinkler heads. But for flexible hose, I'm not aware that there's a requirement there. Yeah. It's a question
you
from
can talk to Bomba and see whether they can transfer from UL FM to local approvals.
Yeah, even then, if there's a requirement, it's not an issue because Bomba usually what they do, they will just submit whatever UL FM paperwork.
Yes.
They look at that and they give you the
do some paperwork.
Renew for.
do some
every
paperwork.
week, every year. Yeah. What installation will require the hose to be bended repeatedly? From what I know, usually when you bend it, you install it, it's live there forever. I'm not aware that you need to keep
there is no rubber hose inside. It's just stainless steel corrugated tube. But at the joint between the nipples and the hose, there does have a rubber sealing, you may say. And we have an advantage sealing design step. You see, it will never twist when you install. All competitors, they use rubber O-rings. Imagine when you push the O-rings here and you put the nipples on, there's a chance that the gasket may twist. If it's twisted, it may cause a leak. So here, the step design will prevent the gasket to twist. And also it's a 100% insulation between carbon steel and stainless steel. You will see when I put it on, the stainless steel and carbon steel, they will never touch each other, That also reduces the risk of corrosion.
Hans, there's a question regarding the cost difference between the flexible hose versus the conventional method of short pipes and fitting. You want to talk about the cost difference in terms of cost and then maybe the saving the manpower?
The cost difference, it's really depend on the country. For example, in China, the government is required to use the braided hose. In China, we have local approvals. It said only braided hose can be used because the people write the standard is from the gas pipeline. We are the first company in China produce this hose, but the standard is made by the gas people, and they said only braided hose can be used. If we compare braided hose to the hot pipeline, braided hose is more expensive. The major reason is that China labor cost is cheap, but in USA, what kind of flexible hose you use, you save a lot of money because labor costs it's saved. As I said, it's only 20% or even 15% labor cost and time. In Malaysia, I'm not clear how much labor cost you pay, but I don't think you pay less than China. So basically, if you use the unbraided hose, it will be cheaper than steel pipe.
I think
braided hose could be slightly more expensive, but it's easy to use. It saves time, make your job done faster.
Yes, I think we talk about the installation time. Definitely, it's going to shorten your installation time, like what 50%. So it means you're rushing for a project. You shorten your installation time. You complete fast, and you can get your money fast from the main cost.
Yes. Exactly. The working lifespan of the hose, I would like to say it's the same as the steel pipe you use. Because see, the nipples here, we use 3.5 millimeter thick pipe with galvanization coat. And here in the middle is stainless steel, 304. And here is another 3.5 millimeter thick pipe. So the lifespan, we guarantee is 2 years, which is international rules, but USA we have installed for 10 years and there was no problem. So I would like to say at least you can use it for 30, 50 years. For testing and commissioning, any difference between the commercial sprinkler system? For testing and commissioning, it's the same. When you finish the installation, what you have to do one more is you have to check the bending radius, whether it meets the standard requirement. So in the table, when you open the box, you will see an installation menu. Over there are specifications said in this kind of products, how many bends you can make, what is the bending degrees. As long as you meet this bending radius requirements, we provide tools, by the way. As long as you meet this, it's okay. And what you have to do is a leaking test with a pressure pump, 1.5 times working pressure for 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Oh no, in some of the countries, they require 2 hours, 1.5 times working pressure test. So it's a general NFPA 13 regulation. And I do have a video to show you how to install the flexible hose. Would you like to see it? Ruben?
What's that?
Do you think it's a good idea to show the video of installation? It's quite short. It's like
sure.
1 minute video. Let me play it for you. No, it's not. Just give me 1 minute. I will play this video. Okay. Let me answer another question while I'm searching for the. Ruben, is the meeting off?
No, it's on. It's on.
It's on? I don't see the main screen. It's funny.
Ruben, please release the screen to him.
Right here. Okay. Let me answer you said the maximum PSI normally. Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking. When you make the pressure test, it's 250 PSI. 250 is 1.5 times of 175 PSI. 175 PSI is the regular sprinkler system pressure rate. When you finish the installation, you do 1.5 times working pressure test. In Realflex, every hose was tested at 300 PSI. And by UL and FM, they tested 4 times working pressure, which is 800 PSI. And they hold 800 PSI for 5 minutes. And then they check the elongation of the hose. They should have make sure that no elongation, too much elongation is occurred. So 250 PSI testing pressure on job site is definitely not a problem. So this is a different option, a different meaning. So rated working pressure and test pressure. Test pressure is always higher than rated working pressure. Rated working pressure meaning the regular daily use pressure. I think this is okay, right? You understand, right? Share price list, catalog approvals, and discount.
Yes,
Ruben,
no, I will do it. I will share the price list catalog through our sales guy, and they will forward to all the participants today. All right.
All right. I get the video. Let me take one more minute. And
yeah.
Yes. Let me make a stop. All right. Let's start. Right. You see it, Ruben? Everyone?
Yes.
See the video?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is for a commercial installation, commercial job with suspended ceiling. So you have a square bar through the center brackets, and you have side brackets. It's a wing screw. It's very easy to use. Just tighten. And you put it on the Chiba grids. And now we also provide pre-assembled system. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's easy to use. And you screw in the sprinkler head, and you put the inlet nipple on the pipeline with a pipe wrench. You open the center bracket. Then you put the hose straight down. Close the center brackets. It's very simple, one bolt. Bend the hose and connect to the water supply line. And after this, you can adjust the location of the sprinkler head. Up, down, left, right, forward, backwards, whatever you want. And finally, when the location is down, you fix all the screws. And finally, you put ice cushion, and that's it.
All right, we have some very good questions. Any more questions from you guys?
So I really appreciate your time and attention and all the questions. I believe you will love Realflex products and you will love the service from Unitrade. I believe we both could serve you well. Yes, of course. I will send the video to Ruben, and I think he must have it. We used to participate in the exhibition together, and we play this video a lot.
Yes, Stewart, we can share the installation video. Yep.
Yes, yes.
You know, in the times, those times during the non-pandemic, you know, we have a chance like do exhibition, one-part exhibition. You know, honestly, we have a booth there. You can see the product. But now this pandemic, we don't know how long it's going to last. You know, everybody has to stay at home. I think that's why we have to do it through webinar, so that to keep everybody, you know, some exposure or more understanding about our product. All right. So this is the first time we are doing a webinar, very first time. So we were afraid there might be some hiccup, you know, maybe a Wi-Fi down, computer down last minute. We are so worried about that. But thank God, I think so far, I think it's okay. And okay, any periodic maintenance required for the hose?
Basically, according to the NFPA 13, you have to check and pressure test the system 1 year, once at a year. So for Realflex, it's also the same. We just test it, you know, pressure test the system once a year and see whether it's a leak. Maybe you will during the hose, the entire pipe system, you know, see any blockage. Beyond that, there's nothing special requirement for maintain the flexible hose. You can just use it as a regular hot pipeline. It's basically the same. And by the way, I want to tell you that the gasket, it's a very small part here inside, but it's special component. We have tested by UNFM. This rubber resists 145 Celsius degree for 45 days. No leak, no deformation, no character change. 145 Celsius degrees for 45 days. So which means in daily regular room temperature like 30, 35, maybe in Malaysia 40, it can last for 20 years.
I'm not sure.
I'm uploading the video. Maybe you can download it here right away. It's quite big. It's 182 megabytes.
Yeah, if it's too big, you share the link. We will share it to them and they can download it.
Okay. I will do that. It can be downloaded from the Realflex website, but here I think upload is ready. You may download it right away from the chat
Sure.
list.
That's good. Oh, you actually put in the chat list. Oh, that's good.
Right. I updated.
I haven't seen it.
I just tried. I don't know whether it can be done because it's quite large in size. But I updated and it's downloadable. Maybe it can be downloaded.
Some time. If not, we will get it arranged and I will send the link to them. By the way, if there's no more question, or if you have a question that you want to ask later on, you can always contact me for your any clarification that you need. I'm not sure, Ryan, Nomis, you want to add something before we end this webinar?
Hi, can I say something? I'm Ryan. We are very happy with how this webinar transpired today. Turned out very well. Thank you very much, Hans. Thank you, Ruben, for organizing this. And thank you, everyone, for your participation today. This is the first of hopefully many other product webinars that we're going to host. Hopefully, we can invite you again. The next round, we are looking at probably reliable sprinkler heads and other specialized products that we have agency of. So they are all related to fire protection installations and all. So we hope to get your support in time to come. Once again, thank you very much for your attendance today. Thanks, Hans. Thanks, Ruben. That's all. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you again in our next webinar. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your time. Hope you will love with Realflex products.
Yeah.
All the best.
Good work there, Hans.
Yes, all the best.
So far,
and I really hope to come to Malaysia next year and meet you guys.
Have you got your vaccination yet?
Yes. I really want to come. I visit you every year or every 2 years maximum.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
I just had mine yesterday at Sotia City Convention Center.
Yes.
I met Yongqi
there.
there.
My wife I told my wife that I'm giving a seminar to my Malaysian friends, and my wife said I want to go to Malaysia so much. She wants to go to get the pakuti with me. Maybe next year in the summer we will do it. We love your food and your country. Let's try tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Let's try next year, 2021-22.
Okay, see you guys.
All right, thank you.
Bye.